Hello and welcome on Weekend Sports on Trust TV. Adeni Ajishafe. Well, what a fantastic performance from Japan as we speak right now. They are prevailing Zambia 4-0 so far in the competition. FIFA Women's World Cup taking place in Australia, where they are actually co-hosting alongside New Zealand there. Just to give you that particular update there. But right now, we're still celebrating Super Falcons for what they did against Canada. Despite a tough one, they were able to hold their own in that game. We'll be looking at a lot of stories that happened during the week and also events as they unfold in the world of sport. Starting from a big one that happened during the week concerning our own star girl, Tobiloba Amuson there, where the anti-doping agency right now actually provisionally suspending her for the fact that she missed 3 OCTs. OCT means out of competition test. According to AIU, Athletic Integrity Unit, they said Tobi Amuson missed 3 tests outside competition. And right now, she has said that she will fight anti-doping agency for the fact that she did not intentionally miss those tests as a clean athlete. Right now, Tobi Amuson will be facing tribunal concerning that particular provisional suspension coming from AIU. And if everything goes well, she can still be able to race for Nigeria at the world competition that will be coming up in Hungary. Well, we hope that Tobi will be able to overcome this. After all, we've seen some athletes also overcoming such a suspension that was actually issued by AIU. Hopefully, Tobi Amuson will be able to do this, and we just hope that she will scale through. A lot of Nigerians are hoping our star girl will be able to scale through. It was a big one during the week when this news broke out that she has been suspended by AIU provisionally after the tribunal will listen to her point to see if really she has a case concerning them. Well, from that story, let's talk about rugby. Rugby also came out releasing the fact that we'll be playing against Zambia, Kenya, Namibia in Paris 2024 qualifiers that will be coming up in Zimbabwe, precisely in Harare, where our team, they call them Black Stallions. They will be facing these 3 teams, Zambia, Kenya, Namibia, for the qualifiers. Really, rugby is growing in Nigeria, and we can't just wait to see what our team will do in their own pool as they'll be fighting out in that particular competition that will be coming up in Zimbabwe. It happened during the week when they released that particular draw that was made. Let's look at the pool, the group, as we use in football, but in rugby it's called pool. Pool A, South Africa, Madagascar, Tunisia, and Cote d'Ivoire will be slugging it out, while in Pool B we have Nigeria, Kenya, Namibia, and Zambia also facing themselves there. In Pool C, you have Uganda, Zimbabwe, Burkina Faso, and Algeria also to be fighting for honors in the rugby Nigeria. That's rugby qualifier that will be coming up in Zimbabwe. Well, hopefully our team will do well. They want to go to the Olympics, and we want to see Nigerian rugby players doing well at that particular competition. Also, during the week, Nigerian Football Federation deemed it fit to scrap the IMC. IMC was the body that actually just concluded a big league, and right now that particular IMC Interim Management Committee has been scrapped by Nigerian Football Federation. Now the NPFL stands retain Elegbeleye as chairman NPL board. Though the NFL president are talking about the NPL, we'll be talking about that after this particular story. NFF scrap IMC, retain Elegbeleye. Elegbeleye right now will be leading some Nigerians as a board member of Nigerian Premier Football League, where they will be seen to the affairs of football being run at the Apex League in Nigeria. Looking at the list of those board members, you have Elegbeleye as the chairman. He also was the chairman of the IMC. You have Mohamed Nasiru Seidu as a member, Obeni Ogun member, Daniel Amokachi, who is also a member, Oke Paluku, Suleiman Umar, Dominic Eofa also making the member of that board. And you also have Barrister Danlami Ibrahim as the secretary and legal advisor of the NPFL board, Davison Owume, chief operating officer of that particular league right now. All of them will be working together to see how the league will get better this time around, as Nigerians are waiting to see the beginning of the league. Well, very soon the league will be coming up, and also the body has been constituted by the Nigerian Football Federation there. Well, while we're talking about this, we also look at the fact that NFF president, that's Ibrahim Gusso, also raised a particular issue that has to do with the naming of the NPFL, changing it to NPL by the league managers. But right now, you say, well, the only NFF Congress can change NPFL to Nigerian Premier League, NPL. There has been a lot of people have been touting that name should stand, but right now, according to NFF president, only the NFF Congress can change NPFL to Nigerian Premier League. Well, right now, a lot of Nigerians just have to get used to that MPFL for now until the Congress will meet in September precisely to determine if MPL will stand or not. For now, it's still Nigerian Premier Football League, MPFL, as against the MPL that's already been flying around between journalists there. Well, right now, we just continue to use the MPFL till the Congress will meet and agree if MPL or MPFL will stand concerning our league. Well, but the main good thing right now is that they have a board who will be overseeing the affairs of MPFL for next season, and the way it's going right now, it is possible that maybe it could still be an abridged league, considering the fact that issue of harsh economic factors that could be affecting the clubs going for 38 matches might not be easy from some state government. After all, we know that the majority of these clubs are owned by state government. Only a few of them are private owned, and it might not go well. So NFL president also trying to at least sell the idea by maybe they'll be going for the MPFL abridged league again, although it's not certified yet. We're just looking at maybe it could happen or not. We'll be looking at all this, actually talking about all this on the show. But right now, for the week, a big one happened. We talk about Toby Mission. It's a fantastic story that broke out. A lot of people were wondering what happened until Nigerians began to find out, really, has she been banned or not? Although it's just a provisional suspension, not that she has tested positive for any banned substance or substances. But right now, for the fact that she mixed OCT out of competition test, that's why AIU are saying, okay, you need to answer us. Where were you when those 3 tests were supposed to be conducted? Well, we're waiting to hear from Toby's angle, part of the story, because she will be facing the tribunal concerning that particular provisional suspension there. Right now, we go to that segment where we give you those things you think you know, or those you don't even know at all. But this time around, I'll be focusing at the current FIFA World Cup going over there in Australia and New Zealand, where I'll be giving you update concerning Did You Know segment. We have this for you. To give you updates concerning the World Cup there. Did you know that you think you know and you may not really know? And if you know, just be updated again there. Well, as we speak right now, the match between Zambia and Japan has ended, and it's 5-0 to the Shehang of Japan. Well, to Japan rather, against Shehang, they were defeated. They nearly spelled Zambia there, and it's so painful because this is their first time at the World Cup, and they get so beaten by Japan there. 5-0 from Japan. Serious seriously. They showed them how football is played. Well, a painful one there. But right now, we'll be talking about our own Super Falcons at the World Cup. They did well against Canada, even though it was a draw, but at least no one saw that coming. A lot of people were afraid that Canada would actually beat us blue and black. But our ladies came out, especially for our goalkeeper, Nadozie Chiamaka, who really stood her ground to make sure she was able to do well. We really appreciate what she did by saving that particular penalty from Sinclair, who could have stand as a record-breaking goal for her and also for Canada. But really, Nadozie came out like real Amazon that she is, and she was able to save Nigeria. It was a fantastic performance from Super Falcons, especially from Nadozie, who did so well by saving that penalty against Sinclair. Well, celebrating them, and right now we'll be looking at that particular topic first with two gentlemen in the studio. We'll be starting with first person to my immediate left-hand side is Coach Austin Akpehe, who is right now is the chairman of Galaxy International Galaxy Academy in Nigeria and also in China. And also to let you know that he's a coach and also aside that is into sport. Well, good to have you, Coach Austin Akpehe.
Yeah, good morning guys. I'm happy to be here with you guys once again.
Yeah. And also we have a coach, a former coach of Super Falcons, assistant coach of Super Falcons, who also was formerly with Golden Eaglets, Coach that's Usman Gidado. Good to have you, Coach.
Yeah, it's my pleasure being in the program.
I love the fact that you were formerly with Super Falcons, so you know much more concerning that team. Let's talk about Super Falcons. Let me start with you, former coach of Super Falcons, assistant coach rather. Super Falcons, they play against Canada. It was a 0-0. No one actually scored, but it was a performance that Nigerians were almost having their heart in their mouth. A tough one from Canada against us, but we were able to at least get a draw. In that game, Nadozie stood out, was able to save that penalty. In your own judgment, how will you rate Super Falcons in that game?
Yeah, great. Weldrum is doing a very great job. When you look at the caliber of players he has brought in, you know, most of the time the players that used to be is repeated players that always come year in, year out. But this time around, you find so many young talents that are coming in there, especially when you see the girl that pair up Oshoala up front and the Onomono.
Yeah,
then after Onomono, you know, the lady that replaced her, Kanu, look at the way she came with the pace, you know, and the formation he used, you know, contained them at the midfield, and that is what you need to have when you have excuse me, mobile players at the midfield where they can contain whatever pressure to allow, you know, their own defense to be on a safe side, and that really paid off.
That really paid off there. At least a coach who has been with them before, who knows his own when it comes to coaching. Talking about Super Falcons against Canada, it was a tough game there, but we were able to hold our own. Kudos to Chiamaka Nadozie. Well, I'll take you on Chiamaka now, Coach Akpehe. Really, look at the performance of that lady. She was so composed. She was able to dive to the right side, and her hand actually pushed that ball. Instantly, she jumped up to push it again while Sinclair was getting closer. What a fantastic performance.
Indeed. In fact, we can all be happy. We continue to be happy. You know, we're all on Twitter, and we've known that the match, in fact, she made it for us. And I want to say that she's a special one when it comes to penalty kicks. She's a good goalkeeper, outfield also. But when you talk about penalties, she's one of the greatest right now. You know, and we hope that she does the same for us, you know, in the next game. That's what I can say. She's just too great, you know, when you talk about that. Her composure, she's quick, you know, her reactions are just too superb. So I just hope that she's able to keep it up, you know, once again. In fact, I'm happy because Weldrum was able, you know, to get a 0 from the back. It wasn't a good one. It wasn't an easy one. You know, they played superbly. In fact, I would say that it's Canada that we played, you know, so I praise him for that.
Yeah. A good one there, looking at Nadozie for the fact that she was able to hold her own against Canada, against Sinclair. Sinclair, a fantastic player when it comes to women football, really. She couldn't believe her eyes when that goalkeeper was able to do this against her. It was a performance that Nigerians will ever live to celebrate. For what this lady, what she did was surprising for the fact that she was able to dive right to the right place and also able to jump the second time to push that ball. Fantastic play save rather from Nnadozie Chiamaka. We celebrate her for what she has done right now for Nigeria, and really, a lot of Nigerians are really praising her for what she has done for this great country there. Now, when we're talking about Super Falcons, you just have to appreciate the fact that before this match, attention has been that, oh, Canada, defending champion of Olympics, they are one of the best when it comes to women football, but this game, they had it a bit tough against Nigeria.
You know, whenever a team comes up, you know, every year when a tournament comes up and you find a very superlative performance from a country, each other countries that could not make it, we want to prove a point. And that should always, you know, have a kind of, you know, motivation to the players, motivation to the coaches, proving a point that, this time around, we cannot be in minus when it comes to the game proper. So, Super Falcons, this time around, with what they are coming up with, if they should continue that way, I want to believe that in the very near future, I know that the highest Super Falcon has gone was qualifying into quarterfinals in 1999, and that is the highest they have gone. But I want to believe that with this performance, if they can keep to this performance, they can go beyond that, because what the goalkeeper has just done, you know, the reflexes she has just done has motivated the defense to making sure that no more, they should always have a clean sheet when it comes to every match they play. So that has become a motivation to them, making sure that there is a competition between the three segments of the field, which is the goalkeeping, the department, which is along with the defensive, then the planning zone, which is the midfield, and the finishing zone, which is the attack. So if the defense are doing their own role, not allowing any ball, to concede any goal, so it is left for the midfielders to plan the game and make sure that there is a good finishing up front. So the attackers also will want to prove we cannot spoil any game you have planned for us from the midfield, not, to put it at the back of the net. So that has now been a challenge to all of them, and it's motivation that I believe is going to take them beyond the quarterfinals. Okay, it's going to take them beyond quarterfinal, but really, I'll take you on this, Coach Akpehe. Now, let's talk about at the front. It seems our prong attackers, they were not getting it right there. Oshoala was almost not in that game. We saw Onumonu. What could have been the problem? Because we saw the way they play in there, especially Oshoala in our club, Barcelona Femenino. She performed very well. But when at the Super Falcons, recently, it has not been too easy for her to connect. Is it, so a lot of people mention two reasons. Number one, that the coaches need to really understand or watch how she plays in Barcelona, or they should try and see if they can bench her to see if that will spur her into action, if she'll be hungry to come to perform. Rather, other people are saying maybe they should also see how they can connect well from the midfield to these attackers for them to have a very accurate passes for them to convert. How do you see that? Okay, that's quite true. We don't know how Oshoala is going to, repeat the feat that she's been doing in Barcelona into the national team. I think what she's doing currently, they have to work on her psyche. Right now, it's like in the national team, she's not there for Nigeria, and it's costing us very much. Yesterday, we would have won that game, and I think that she had a chance, and then she was just too much of in a hurry because she's now not stable with the national team. I think that Oshoala has to really think, about her objective. She's a little satisfied. In Africa, there's no woman like Oshoala. Let's just say the fact. She has done everything in Africa. She needs to be more hungry. Yes, and she's not, it's like she seems not motivated to play for the national team. When she's playing for Barca, she's motivated to score the next goal. But this one, she's a little, not lazy, but she's not making the perfect runs. There are good passes, that are coming from the midfield players. We saw some split passes, but she was just not there yesterday again. We hope that she does better, in the next game. And I think this girl, also, it's a question of tactics. The coach knows that she wants Oshoala, top front, and he cannot play with 2-point men, in a game like this. So he systematically put this, what's her name, the other striker behind. Onumonu. Yeah, Onumonu behind, her.
So I think that he can just try to switch, switch them or also play Osola from the bench.
Monday, a lot of people are even say, okay, maybe it's time for us to even test Monday Gift for the fact that she's also there to add something to that team.
Yeah, you see, whenever you build a team on a particular player to score goals, then you have reduced your chances of scoring goals. The major primary assignment of an attacker, especially when it's the top man up front, has two roles. One, to create space for others to score, using the defense to open chances for the other players to score.
That's right.
Because the Europe is not only one single coach. The analysts always analyze the movement of every attacker. And so they create a scenario where no matter how you move, they checkmate you. So therefore, if our own technical crew should always make those that are known with scoring goals to be chances creators, attention would always be on Oshoala. Anytime she has ball, you could observe that more than 1 or 2, 3 players checkmating her. No matter how she moves, you try to avoid her getting any opportunity to strike. So they should always make one single player taking advantage of the movements of Oshoala behind, because attention will be on her. So she will be getting the goals for us.
A good one there, really. That's to show to you that really we have coaches in the studio. Coach Gidado is actually a licensed coach, so I won't be surprised with all the analysis he's actually giving us. And also Coach Austin, I can say international coaches, they know what it takes to be a footballer, and also all the rudiments that make up a footballer. Well, we've been talking about Super Falcons, their performance against Canada, a good one. At least they were able to share the spoil against Canada. A tough one it was, a very tough one, but they were able to manage their own. Before we come to Galaxy's story, let's talk about, finally, on Super Falcons. There's a particular player, although she got a red card, we call her Kante now.
That's right, that's right.
Deborah Abiodun, really. Yeah. Fantastic player. Wow. Even though she's very young, she plays so cool and calm, and yes, we saw what she did, but really, her performance actually Deborah Kante.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. In fact, I say that I know that Randy, will be crying where he is, because his game plan might have not been with her, but she has just shown it. Then unfortunately, she's out, for the next game or games.
So painful there for Deborah Abiodun, who really shone like Limion Stein that game. She really showed that she's a very, very good player for the future. We can't wait to have her back by the time that red card will be over. Now, let's switch over from Super Falcons. Let's talk about what actually brought them to the studio. Aside that, they have an academy in Africa. We have a lot of football academy across Nigeria, across different countries, even in Africa. It's really thriving, that business of getting a lot of young ones out there, catching them young, getting them together to be in a school, and then different clubs come around and also get most of these players. But right now, we'll be focusing rather on football agency in Nigeria. Football agency in Nigeria really is thriving, no longer like before, really, because a lot of things are actually open. Let me start with you, Coach Austin. When we're focusing on this particular football agency in Nigeria, you are a football agent, you are a coach, you are, in fact, almost every part of football, you are into it. How is it in Nigeria now? Let's talk about this. Okay,
I want to say that kudos to our football agents, in Nigeria. They're doing a great job. The FAN, has tried to, make us look organized. We're not yet there, but we're going to get there. Because we know that they are just trying. It isn't an easy one when you have a market like Nigeria, because we are not yet organized, but we have so much football market, so many players, and then everybody wants to sell players, everybody wants to market players. So I would say that the platform is there. People know that Nigerian agents, are people that you can trust. They bring in players that are also delivering, on a large note. So I would say that the agency job is working for Nigerians currently. It's only that we're just trying to organize ourselves, properly, to have an association, that can voice out and people also listen to. So I would say that what particularly it's amazing to me is that our agents in Nigeria are supporting, the African agents, and to also let FIFA know, that they should, listen to agents, when they want to make decisions, or with the decisions that they have already made, regarding agency, and percentages. Yeah.
Okay, now still looking at that particular football agency where your own body actually comes in. That's Galaxy Football Academy.
That's right.
Give us an insight. What's about Galaxy Football Academy? We've been seeing a lot of stories flying around, and Galaxy Football Academy. First thing that came to mind was like, are we talking about the stars or the moon?
Yeah. Okay. Now, Galaxy Sports Academy is a sports academy that has been established here in Nigeria. Actually what funds us and pushes us at the back, it's a Galaxy Sports Development China. It's a Chinese sports company that is there, to liaise with football bodies, both in China and then outside China. And then we decided to form this academy to help our youths here, to get a very good platform that they can be able to market and showcase themselves. And I think the Galaxy Sports Academy has helped youth, in Nigeria, especially in Abuja. Some of our players are now professional players in China, in the Chinese league. We have also Nanjing FC, that has used one of our players, and
that's a club in China.
Yeah,
that's already getting some of your players.
Our players, yes, and then Sucho Dongwu. Also, we have our players that played, for them. And I would say that Galaxy Sports Academy is actually, being productive in that aspect. That's why I say I respect Nigerian football agents. They are actually doing a job that I think that it's not yet being recognized so well, by maybe NFF, but it's working, when you talk about developing talent, from grassroots, finding them, some of them from the streets, like the two that we sent out there, never played any professional football anywhere, no amateur league, we just put them together, and then we're able to train them to a certain level and then showcase them outside Nigeria, and they have become pros. We hope that they become future billionaires.
Stars.
Just like
Osimhen.
That's right.
We've been talking with Coach Akpehe there. Really a tough one when it comes to football agency in Nigeria. I just can't take it away because right now it's getting better. A lot of football academies springing up. A lot of talented young Nigerians, both for male and female, who are in academies in different locations in Nigeria. Really, this is a focus. This is another segment where you see a lot of Nigerians going into, because it's really booming. Nigerians seem to be getting it right now. A lot of football agencies are right out there, and they are doing the business of getting players and also making to develop their talent and also making money. But right now, let me talk to Coach Gidado on this. Coach Gidado, recently we saw some FIFA instructors in Nigeria, or CAF instructor there about, they gave some instructions to coaches and all that. When it comes to, you can't take away the coaches from the academies, neither could take away the coaches from a player's transfer to any club in the world, be it AC Milan, be it Barcelona. Yeah. A coach will start with you first.
That's right.
So, grassroots football in Nigeria, you being a coach, a former coach, Golden Eagles, former coach, Super Falcons, how is it merging that with Galaxy Sports Academy as a grassroots coach now?
Well, it will interest you to know that Coach Gidado has been the first coach in the FCT to produce a professional club side in the FCT here, from non-league to professional Division 1, then when there was no premier
in Abuja
here. So we have been, especially, let me say, I have been in this development of the youth for the past 45 years, and a lot of them have gone beyond where one can ever think of. Here in the FCT, you have a lot of talents that when you harness them, they will be molded into superstars.
That's right.
But the unfortunate thing you have here in the FCT is some of the coaches that felt agents are making money out of these players, and so they combine coaching with
agency.
The agent's work, and it cannot pay.
It's either you are a coach?
Either you are a coach or you are an agent. So that you concentrate on, because this football is always about practical, it's not theory. The agents are on the theory aspect of it, moving around, communicate, get the right, kind of players that you want, then the responsibility of the coaches to put them into that right state that you the agent, wants. So you cannot go. Let me just cite an example of when Westerhoff came to this country. When Westerhoff came, a lot of people are saying he's a good coach, he's a good coach. I consider him to be a very good manager. And that is why coaches in Europe, they call them managers, not coaches. Because you wouldn't have to have, division of labor. You do the administrative aspect of it and then give how you want these coaches to operate. Then when you give them how to operate, let them do it, then you give a good supervision. And that was what he was doing. Bonfore Joe was doing the technical aspect of it while he was doing the administrative aspect, and then moving around to sort for, the talents that he wants. And that was what made Nigeria, to come out so superb in the early 90s.
Now, it means automatically from the way it is your Galaxy Sports now, you are the coach. He is the manager.
Let me put it this way.
If I should take you that way.
Yeah. I am the technical director of the academy. Okay. We have our own head coach who is a Canadian-based, trained coach.
Okay.
Yeah, and he being a UEFA licensed coach, FIFA licensed agent also, and a manager also. He operates and then supervises what the technical department is also doing. So we, marry the ideas of his own coaching, my own coaching experience in handling the youth, and then the head coach, how he, we want him to put the right, training into the youth. We have the under 6 to under 12, then we have the under 13 to under 15, then we have the under 15 to 17, highest the 20. So, and all these categories are there, and we, have a program for them.
Now, looking at what you have just mentioned now, if I can see that young lad there, we have under 13, under 13.
This is under 14. We transfer him from his secondary school from Jos Plateau State, and then get him a secondary school where he is now presently. Yeah, he has just gone to SS1. No, he is writing his JS3 exams right now. So, but he lives in the camp. So he goes to the school. After school, he comes back.
For football.
Yeah, and that's what we do.
Good morning there. If you are just joining us, we've been talking football agency in Nigeria with an academy, Galaxy Academy, based in FCT here. Galaxy Academy is in Nigeria and also have an affiliate in China. And to let you know that they will be representing, at least they'll be going to China for Shehang Cup. Let me speak some small Chinese if I can hear some Chinese.
Yeah.
I actually saw one video where you were speaking Chinese. Shehang and all of that. But let's just keep that aside. But really, your team will be going for, your academy rather, will be going for Shehang Cup, or at least update us on this Shehang Cup.
Okay, we are preparing for the Peace Cup, coming up in Shehang. You guys already know the Peace Cup. The name itself talks about peace, and I think the Chinese have done a great job with that competition. It's the largest youth competition in China, the most the popular.
How many teams do they pick in Nigeria?
Okay,
is it only your team?
No, not only my team.
Okay.
We wanted to present 2-3 teams from Nigeria, but we succeeded only in taking only my team from Nigeria. The last time, I think Governor, His Excellency Ganduje wanted to send his boys, from Kano State, but they were a little late. But this time around, we are doing it. Galaxy Sports Academy is going to be there, and there's a team also in the Gambia that I also brought on board. They are also going to be in the Peace Cup in this year.
It means 2 from Africa now, from Gambia and from Nigeria.
That's right.
They'll be going for that competition. So how many teams are involved worldwide?
Okay, we have 108 teams that are going to participate.
108 teams?
Yes.
Are you? 108?
Yeah.
That's like a World Cup. It's even bigger than World Cup.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Really?
Across the globe?
Across the globe. So I think that what we're trying to do, we want to represent, Nigerians. We want to show them that we are an organized people. They can count on us. The Chinese can count on us. When we talk about football, sports, or generally, because we have a good business relationship with China. The Chinese.
And then we have the talents.
That's right. Nigeria. Then we have the talents also, which they are looking for. They have employed me there before. I've worked, for a school there. I've helped them. You know, in developing sports, they invited me from Germany. You know, I brought my German partners. They will establish something superb. And they believe in us. They believe in us Africans. They believe we have raw talent, you know, and they want to have us there. They also try to make us comfortable in order to get us there. I think I spoke with Sia. I told him some years ago, why not, man? You can be a superb coach, you know. You help the Chinese team win their...
That's something Sia.
Yes. So they are really out for us, you know. So I hope that we're able to structure it correctly, and then we get a lot of young coaches, why not, into the Chinese system. Yeah.
Now, aside this opportunity of taking these Nigerians to China to play this competition of 108 clubs, aside that, what are the other benefits for these young lads? Because these majority of them, I'm sure this is the first time they are leaving Nigeria for an international competition. It's an experience that they will never forget. This is the first time I'm traveling out of Nigeria to play football, which I really love. What's in it for them? What's in for them? Yes.
Yeah, I say that this is a very great opportunity. We know that it's not easy to, especially, let me say, pay fees when you talk about academy football abroad. The fees are just so expensive because we know the academy spend so much. They have to also have money to run and all that. But this is an opportunity for us to showcase our talent at that age category. So we know that the young players cannot be out there. We know the FIFA regulation, their parents, one of their parents must be there and all that. But the clubs also know that if they have special talent, why not, you know, why not try to assist the special talent and then do the right thing? They will have clubs, you know, from every level. You know, the academies are going to be a part of the competition, and then they would also, you know, have the rights to also utilize our players if they want to develop them for the future purposes. We know the regulation that yes, it's not going to be because of football, but because of also the cultural, you know, exchanges that are also involved. But they have a privilege, you know, of being seen by those academies, you know, and then developing them from where we have also done.
Okay, we've been talking with Coach Justin Akpehe there, who has been giving us insight to football agency in Nigeria. It has to do with Galaxy Academy in Nigeria. Really, they'll be going to China to participate in a big one there. 108 clubs across the world of academies coming together to fight for a single cup. What a way to go. Hopefully, they will come back with a trophy. But right now, let's cross to Coach Gidado. Coach, now Nigeria will be facing Australia next. And Australia defeated the Republic of Ireland. Do you see us winning that game?
Football is a game of, you know, no, you cannot predict. A game that you never expect to win, you find it so easy. A game you expect to, you know, find it easy, it becomes so difficult. Because depending on who are those behind the team, you know, a lot of coaches, I mean, football organizations, especially in Europe, apart from the technical crew, apart from the football analysts, they still have those that stay in the crowd to listen to what fans say about the players. If coach should pair so-so player and so-so player, he will get this, he will get that, he will get this. And that is why sometimes you observe a coach will just quickly go down, pass message, and then the technical crew sits, analyze it, and then pass that information to the field. But as far as Nigeria is concerned, I want to believe that when they try to, you know, bring in, and I'm sorry, some of the journalists, you know, were mainly, during the outgone regime of the Football Federation, Amaju Pini, took a lot of you know, journalists to go as sports analysts to go and have a study, and came back, and till then I have not seen a write-up come up that this is what we have been able to analyze and see how do we go about, you know, improving our technical department of the Nigerian Football Federation, so that whenever there is a match, the responsibility of winning that match lies in the hands of that technical department to assist the technical crew. Because at that moment when the game is going on, the technical crew, they are all tensed up. Therefore, those watching from behind that are not tensed up will be able to, there are different people that, one, somebody is very good in, analyzing individuals. Some are very good in analyzing, group of players.
That's right.
Some are, they understand how the defense work, wingers, how they work, individual talents, how they work. So when you get all those people and then you get their own informations, contributions, and give solutions as to how they will counter what the other opponents have, and that is where I respect James Peters during his time as the technical assistant general secretary technical in the Nigerian Football Federation. When Nigeria wants to play, he goes ahead, study the opponents, then come back and then tell the team, technical crew, this is how they go and this is how I want us to move. And during that time, you see us, winning a lot of matches and people say a lot. But then, to answer your question, I want to believe that with what we saw yesterday, I want to believe
we can hold Australia.
We are coming out with some points, if not all the points. Let me put it that way.
Anyway, we've been talking with them, and it's tough for there to answer because we know how Australia will be ready now with the massive support from their fans as we face them precisely. That should be on Thursday thereabout. But really, it is achievable. Who says we can't defeat them? We can. All the lady needs to do is to believe in themselves and do it. And earlier on, we've been talking about football agency in Nigeria, where they actually come to talk about their own academy there, and also how the business is booming in Nigeria. Aside that, talking about coaching technicality. That has been from Coach Gidado, while Coach Akpehe has been talking about the role of academy development in Nigeria. Now, before we open phone line for 2 or 3 calls to come in, let me take you on this. You guys are also into jersey making. I see coming basketball. Right. You are into basketball too?
Yeah, not only basketball, but Keme is a sports brand that is known worldwide. The former sponsors of Real Madrid, and they have some national teams that they're also sponsoring, across the globe. Yeah, so they are a sports apparel. And I think that I cannot enjoy anything better than Kelman now. You should try it too, then you know.
Maybe at least a partnership should come with Trust TV with all this.
Really?
It will be nice.
Really?
So, for example, as we're going to your China now, who says your Galaxy and China or whatever can sign with Trust TV and let's do it?
That's right, that's right, that's right.
It's an eye-opener. As we're talking, it was actually ringing on my head. It can be done. But right now, we quickly open the phone line for you to talk about Super Falcons against Canada. It was a match that got us a point. Canada also got a point. But right now, let's have the feel of Nigerians, the feelings there. What do they think about that match, Super Falcons' performance against Canada? Call that number on the screen. Please stay away from your TV set and hear your views concerning that game. Well, even though it was a tough one, but Chiamaka Nnadozie stood out. She was the Amazon for Nigeria in that particular match there that actually took place in Australia. But right now, while we're expecting your call to join us, let's be talking about, well, we'll give at least 2 or 3 people before we wrap it up. Now, when it comes to grassroots football, okay, we have a caller there. Okay, let's have your name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm calling from Kumta Timbudu, Ogoja, Cross River State.
Oh, from Ogoja. Your name is?
Yes, my name is Ode.
Ode.
Yes, my name is Ode.
Okay, go ahead.
Nigeria beating Australia 2-1.
Okay. You are talking about Nigeria beating Australia 2-1. What about the match you play against Canada? How did you see that game?
Yes, they played rightly, very well. They were very okay. But we need our shoulder in that match. Let them wake up.
Okay, good one. Thanks for joining us from Ogoja, Cross River State. Ode there. Thank you so much. Okay, good one. He actually mentioned make it 2-1. Well, maybe you should also take a cue from him. If you are calling in, Nigeria, Australia will be coming up. Do you think we can win that game? He said 2-1 for Nigeria, and also talk about Nigeria versus Canada. We are still expecting 2 more calls, so that at least we have Nigerians contributing from home or anywhere you are to tell us about how you feel concerning Super Falcons at this World Cup so far. To let you know, we have another caller there. Good to have you on the show. Hello. Okay, so really, it has been a fantastic performance so far at the World Cup for women. Zambia losing 5-0 against Japan, a big one for an African team, so painful. But right now, we still have hope that they can still make it. Let's have you there. Hello.
Okay, so really, it has been a fantastic performance.
Hello. Please, can you stay away from your TV set a bit? Can you stay away from your TV set, please? Okay, so if you are calling us, want to make your contributions, just stay away from your TV. We know, yes, you want to hear yourself, but stay away from your TV set and let's hear you properly. Okay, we have a caller now to tell us his feelings concerning this or her feelings. Good to have you on the show.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Good to have you.
My name is Good. I'm calling from Nigeria.
Nura calling from where? Okay, hello, are you there? Hello? Okay, from Abuja. Okay, let's have your view, please. Okay, right now, before we wrap it up, coaches, or maybe I should say coaches.
That's right.
Now, coach, as it is, Super Falcons, Golden Eaglet, all of them, as it is, Nigerian football, they've been performing. But Super Eagles, of a recent, we have not been able to have that boldness to say Super Eagles are going to beat any team. What's the problem?
Thank you very much for bringing up this, that transition from under 13 to under 15, under 15 to under 17, 17 to under 20, 20 to under 23, 23 to the Super Falcons is no longer there.
Super Eagles.
Yeah. So when you have this sequence of progression, then definitely you will have that, because at each level there is a competition, and the competition you have training fitness and competition fitness. So when you don't have the competition fitness, when you get to, just like a primary school student going to secondary school without finishing his primary 6 or whatever, then he goes there and begin.
There is no, in a nutshell, there is no shortcut.
No shortcut.
That's, right. That's a simple word.
Yeah, in football,
good
there's
one.
No shortcut.
Good one. Coach Gidado has joined us on the show. Coach Usman Gidado, a former assistant coach of Super Falcons and also Golden Eaglet. Well, just let's take this one more call before we wrap it up. Good to have you on the show. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good to have you. Where are you calling from? Your name, please.
My name is Hassan Tigan. I'm calling from.
Hassan from where?
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you. Hassan from where?
Hassan from Gombe.
From Gombe. Okay, go ahead. Nigeria versus Canada, that match.
Nigeria versus Canada is very, very interesting game now.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but Nigeria will beat Australia 3-1.
3-1. I will take you for your word. I just hope that as you are saying it,
that's great. That's
next week Saturday, I want to hear it. I pray we win. Okay, good one, Hassan. Thank you so much for joining us from Gombe. That will be our last call on the show because our time is almost up right now. Well, coaches, I want to appreciate your time for coming. Coach Austin Akpehe, Galaxy Academy Nigeria, and also China. Thank you so much. And Coach Usman Gidado, we want to appreciate for coming. It's a nice one. You guys are actually looking galactic.
Thank you very much. Thank you for Trust TV. You guys are doing a great job. For us out there, Ade, I respect you, man.
Thank God. Thank you so much.
We hope to see, Trust TV,
that partnership,
lads coming to train with the Galaxy.
It is going to happen. Just make sure you make it work out. Before we wrap it up, just 2 or 3 more transfer stories. Let's talk about the MPFL top scorer Emeka Obioma to join Tunisia Giant Experience in a 3-year deal. Emeka Obioma could be going right now to join Experience of Tunisia. Nottingham Forest are closing on free agent Ola Aina from Torino. He's leaving Torino and he could be going to Nottingham Forest. Another one says Trent Sin. It's a Slovakia team, and now signing of Nigeria under 20 star winger Jude Sunday. Jude Sunday has joined Trentin of Slovakia there, while Olympic Marseille signed Aubameyang from Chelsea in a 3-year deal. Good one for Aubameyang. He's going to France to play his football where he actually came from. Well, good one. AC Milan agrees for a €2 million deal for Samuel Chukwueze and Noel Okafor of Salzburg. For Chukwueze is 28 million and for Okafor is 14. If you add that together, you actually go for 42. Good one for for the two players. Atalanta unwilling to reduce £86 million valuation for Manchester United target Rasmus Højlund. They want to get him, but right now £86 million is the amount Atalanta are actually placing on his head. If you can't cover it out, forget about him. And the last one says Manchester City hope midfielder Bernardo Silva signs new £300,000 a week contract offer. They want him to stay, and they are offering him £300,000 per week. Will Bernardo Silva stay or not? That's the question for him to answer. Well, a good one on the show with two gentlemen in the studio actually join us. Gidado Usman, former coach of Falcons and Golden Eaglet, and also Coach Austin Akpehe joining us from Galaxy Academy. We want to appreciate you once again. Thank you so much for coming. Adeniyi Ajishafe, as we always tell you, that sport is fitness and also business. Thanks for watching and have a splendid weekend.